So, all right. So let me go here and go to the very top of it. I'm not going to do my PowerPoint presentation like I normally do, like full screen. I'm going to do it side screen. I just like doing that way so I can see what's coming up myself. So, and here we go. Share and share and share. All right. So just in the chat box for a second before we start, can you all see my screen? Just type in a Y in the chat box there for a second, just so I know that you guys can see it. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm just going to mute all of you. All right. And then if I ask you to unmute, obviously unmute yourself, but mute right. All right. So thank you all today and welcome to the How to Attract High Quality Clients from LinkedIn in 2024, the July edition. And let me just put this back up here again and minimize this. And yeah. Thank you for being here today. I sure appreciate it. I had someone just beforehand tell me the Philippines and it's like 1 a.m. there and they're here in my presentation. So thank you for your time. I sure appreciate it. I really do. And I'm going to give you, like I said, some great information. Make sure you got a pad of paper and a pen because I'm going to be going through this stuff over here pretty fast. I will not be giving you a copy of the slide deck, but I will be giving you a AI note taker excerpt and also a replay as far as the video goes. I'm recording this here. So in the chat box, please send me a connection request on LinkedIn. I'm usually out of them myself, so I'm just going to put my URL into the chat box on LinkedIn here. And if you can just send me a connection request because I'm always out, man. And if you want to put your own in there also afterwards, I'll be happy to try to connect with you when I have them. But if you want to send me one, probably a lot faster, a lot easier so I can connect with you. Also, we've all been on webinars beforehand, right? Where the webinars are fantastic, but the audience doesn't do nothing at all. They don't communicate, they don't participate, they don't do nothing all at the very end at all, and that sucks totally. So let's make this webinar great. Participate, communicate, have fun, and stay to the very end. And I'll be sending you some post-webinar special gifts. I got some really great content for you to send you as far as PDFs or white papers that really make your LinkedIn journey a lot easier and a lot better. So please stay to the very end. And first thing is in the chat box, so I can know you're all participating today, put a wire in there. Do you think LinkedIn can be a little challenging sometimes? Yes or no? I want to hear from you. Yes. Come on, people. Put it in the chat box. Wire in. Simple thing to do. I'm providing my time. Please provide your cooperation for me here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mostly wise, a couple of ends here. And that's what I hear. And that's why I started my LinkedIn lead generation agency, is because so many people had troubles with LinkedIn because LinkedIn is really, really terrible at putting out content about their own company. So that's where I started my website. Here, just show you for a second. Like I said, I'm not trying to do this as a pitch fest here, but I want to know that you know that I'm not what I'm talking about here. I've been doing this for a long time now. So, why am I qualified to teach you? Because I said I've been doing this almost 30 years. I'm a father of two beautiful girls and a husband. I've helped my clients generate millions of dollars in sales in the last 17 and a half years. I have great information you can use today about how to use LinkedIn robust database. We've all heard the saying, the money's in the list. Well, LinkedIn has the list, and I am going to show you how to tap into that list and hopefully grow your following and grow yourself. And don't believe what I say as far as, telling you guys I'm a great LinkedIn trainer. Look at my profile. Look at my 143 recommendations. And that'll be the first thing to put on your list, on your papers. Write this down. As a rule, I must get 143 or more recommendations to beat Alan Fine. And that's so important because, and if you want to type OR in here, it doesn't really matter to me if you do or not. But how many of you have bought something online and looked at reviews? And reviews actually made a difference in your purchasing decision because I want to know I'm purchasing the right thing at the right time. people on LinkedIn who might want to hire your services because LinkedIn does a lot of that. LinkedIn does a lot of that. And I'll show you some great stats later on of people actually going on LinkedIn and hiring people for their services because LinkedIn's like a giant search engine. And if you position yourself properly and do all the things I'm going to tell you today on my presentation, the chances of you scoring some great deals, like I'm talking if you can make millions of dollars in your company, you can make millions of dollars on LinkedIn. One of my little claims to fame, actually, Fred wrote a little post today. Only white guy ever, Earth, Wind, and Fire, who is my client. So another reason why you should be using LinkedIn heavily is because LinkedIn cracked 1 billion people back in November of 2023. And that's really significant because we've all heard the old saying, or anybody who's in marketing here has probably heard the saying, the money's in the list. LinkedIn has a list. My job here today is to give you some information. I'm not going to go super in depth on things, but I am going to do some pretty cool things here. Won't be a fluff webinar, I tell you right now. We're going to be giving you some actually great information. So once again, stay to the end, all right? Over 1 billion people as of November 2023, 190 million users in North America. Out of all the social media platforms, I personally, so you want to have some, someone testify as to what should you be on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a great platform for anybody who sells their services to other businesses. LinkedIn has been the best platform for me, and I've tried everything out there. I've tried TikTok, and I've tried everything you can possibly see out there. So, why LinkedIn? Because there are 310 million active monthly users. The age demographics are interesting also. 60% of users are between 25 and 34. And, some users are even older than that. I think this is a little bit off personally. I tried finding some good stats this morning, but I think, like I'm 61 years old myself. I know a lot of people who are not probably my age, but a little younger. I've always been in social media. I've always been in computers and stuff like that. So, but I know people my age generally don't use computers the same way. But I say there are a lot of people on LinkedIn. If you're ever wondering, is my target market on LinkedIn? If you are B2B, I'm telling you, yes, they are. They're on there. So, but the whole thing is, how do you get them to engage with you, and how do you get them to to buy your services? And that's what I'm going to tell you today, is how to do those things. So there are more than 61 million companies on LinkedIn, and this is the big one. 96% of B2B marketers are using LinkedIn for organic social marketing. And that's so important because, LinkedIn can be your godsend, honestly, if you use it properly. I have probably saved myself personally over $250,000 in the last 25 years, or 17 and a half years, since I switched over to using LinkedIn only for my lead generation or marketing. Because I used to spend $2,000 or $3,000 every single month, sometimes $4,000 every single month on Facebook ads and AdWords and SEO. Anybody who doesn't know what SEO is, SEO stands for search engine optimization. It's getting your website on page 1 of Google, which my other website used to be on beforehand. But Google changes their algorithm. They change it over 20 times a month sometimes. Who can compete with that? Who wants to be on page 1 and having spent $3,000 or $4,000 to get there, only to be on page 5 the next day? So why LinkedIn? Are you facing these problems? No more long hanging fruit, your calendar's empty, or people on LinkedIn who are booking meetings with you are burning your time. You have an inbox full of tire kickers, people who want meetings, or you think you're on the meeting to sell them, and they're on the meeting to try to sell you, right? So we need to find you a solution to help you book meetings that will actually get you leads and actual money. So I believe personally, and get your pad of paper and pen ready, because this is the winning strategy. There are 4 pillars of success on LinkedIn, and I'm going to go into depth on each of them. The first one is your profile. Pretty obvious, but there are so many pieces of your profile, and LinkedIn actually tells you what you do on your profile as far as, is your profile finished? Because when you drag your profile down on LinkedIn, it'll tell you whether or not your profile is completely finished or not. So, when you do this over here, you can see this whole little drop down menu shows up, this part over here, and it'll tell you what to do. It'll tell you to create another section until your profile is 100% finished. Let's see what people are saying here. Okay, so great. Thank you for anybody who sent me a connection request. Thank you so much. I'm just going to make sure I got everything in here. Okay, so the next thing is consistency, right? Are you on LinkedIn and doing the things you're doing on LinkedIn consistently? That's one of the biggest problems I find when people hire me for my business and my services, as they're doing things maybe for 2 weeks, July or June. The first 2 weeks in June, they were hardcore, and then they got a client or something happened, the dog got sick, or I had a client call me, unfortunately, this morning, someone passed away in his family, and they got sidetracked. So consistency is so important. And are you building relationships, or are you just getting people to connect with you and then accepting your connection request, and then nothing happens afterwards? You're not messaging them, you're not talking to them at all, nothing's happening at all, right? Are you building relationships? This is really, really important. You need to be talking to people on LinkedIn to build relationships, not just getting a new connection and then trying to send them some dumb message of your sales message that you're trying to send them in either a connection request, or the second they say yes to your connection request, don't send them a sales message. We're going to go over that in a second also. Next thing, number 3, do you have a consistent, authentic content marketing and content engagement strategy? And what I mean by that is, if you're just posting, buy from me, buy my stuff in your videos, or buy my stuff from your content, no one gives a shit, honestly. I've seen a trend that is definitely not a trend anymore. People want to see who you are. They want to go on these webinars and hear you talking and see your smiling face and figure out, not only does this person or can this person do the job for me, but also, are they a nice person to work with? Are they an asshole? Are they a great person to work with? Are they on time? If they don't do something well, right? What are they saying in the recommendations, right? All those things. So are you authentically connecting with new people and creating relationships, not just creating connections and trying to sell them something, not only from your relationship building as far as new connections, but also from your content engagement strategy. And lastly is, there are such a few number of people, considering there are over 1 billion people. I'd say maybe 5 to 10 million people on LinkedIn, which is a very, very small percentage, are using the LinkedIn event platform like I'm doing on a regular basis. And that's great for you, because if you can learn how to do this yourself and bring people to a webinar like I'm doing today, the chances of you getting new clientele who believe in you, who want to follow you, who believe you can help them out, like hopefully I'm doing today, goes up dramatically. I do one of these webinars every single month, a month and a half. Every time I do this presentation, it's not the same presentation as last time. I'm always updating it. So you're getting a presentation this morning, which I spent an hour on, looking up new things on LinkedIn, seeing what the latest trends on LinkedIn were. You're getting the latest information from me. So it all starts out with your LinkedIn profile. More than the online business card, it's a personal branding and marketing platform. Your profile on LinkedIn is the most important piece of real estate. And from this page over here, you have got to wow them. You got to knock their socks off. And I don't know why there's these red lines on my thing. I might have done a thing beforehand, which writing lines on my screen here. I'm sorry, it's not really there on my screen, but just ignore them. So your profile must blow people away. They must come to your profile and go, wow, I can tell this person spent time on their profile. I can tell this person looks professional. And, when, like I said, when you go to these recommendations, don't believe what I'm saying. Believe these 143 people who are talking about me over time. And are your recommendations recent at all? Like, look at my last recommendation I had is from July 12th, right? And some people have a lot of recommendations, but haven't gotten one in a whole year, right? So, those are very, very important. You want to make sure that everybody who you see and meet or talking to, and don't worry about, finding clients. You can find joint venture partners. You can find people in your own company who can recommend you as far as who you are as a person. So don't think recommendations just have to be from clients. They don't. Um, Sorry about this. Just adding people, letting people in as they come in. My thing jumping around here a little bit. Right. To really grow your audience, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So when people join my program and I get them on screen on a video, that's getting them out of their comfort zone. You have to start doing things that you normally don't do or wouldn't do on LinkedIn to be authentic. And I'm going to show you ChatGPT today and show you how I create content for my videos and come up with different ideas. So if you don't start taking your profile seriously, then your competition will be stealing your leads. Think about that for a second. If you don't start investing money in LinkedIn, which I believe personally from doing this 17 and a half years and trying Facebook and TikTok and X and everything else out there, B2B business, like this is the platform you want to be on. Trust me. People are thinking, because I've done surveys, if your profile lacks professionality, I won't connect with you. I won't add you. I won't respond to you. If I do connect with you and you send me a message that isn't a sales message, I just won't respond to you at all because you're not the person. People want to work with the guy or the gal, the most professional person in the business. They want to make sure they have the right person. So, what would you rather connect with? And if someone reaches out to you and starts talking to your business, this or someone who has one of these banners over here? Your banner can be a great piece of artwork. It can impress the heck out of people. And when I came up with my Gandalf banner, I had so many people telling me it was amazing, that it was another checkbox in the all your I's dotted and T's crossed as far as the what I call, write this down here, the credibility hump. Before you ask somebody for their business, before you book a meeting with them, before they book a meeting with you, they're going on these three things. Write this down here, please. They're going on your profile, they're going on your company page on LinkedIn, and they're going on your website. It's very, very important that all these three properties have a similar look with branded colors, similar messaging, because if they go on those three properties and your LinkedIn profile says one thing, your company page says something else, and then your website says something else, that confuses your prospects. And I've learned over marketing 25, 30 years, a confused mind says no, right? So you make sure that your profile, your company page, and your website have a similar branding, similar messaging. Very, very important. You only get one chance to make a first impression. So people are going on here. Let's make sure the process here. They're going over here to the My Network page. They're looking at your invitations and looking at the people limitations, and they are looking to connect with you based upon this over here. Right. So if some people who connected with me today or sent me one today, look at your profile headshot. This is what you want on your profile headshot. People want to see a clear face. They want to be zoomed in enough so they can actually see who you are. If your headshot's like this tiny, and you're way in the background over there, they can't see you at all. Look at all these headshots here. If you're in a B2B business, like a lawyer or a accountant or a business consultant or business coach, look the part, right? If you are running a resort business in the Philippines, wear a Hawaiian t-shirt and holding a Mai Tai in your hand, smiling at your customers, right? It's got to be appropriate. But I'm telling you right now, the stats are that people who are having their headshots and they're smiling in their headshots without their face covered, right? They are getting a 30% bump, in their acceptance rates. So very, very important. Like I said beforehand, when you scroll on your profile and scroll down here on your profile, right? Like I said beforehand, the people are looking over here on your profile, and LinkedIn will tell you whether or not your profile is fully done. Like I said over here, uh, has all-star or needs a certain amount of stuff done still. When your profile is all-star or completely finished, you'll have 132% increase in LinkedIn profile views and 3 times the number in search appearances. Why is that important, or why is that relevant at all? Because people are looking over here and they're doing this. I'm looking for a lawyer in my city here, right? Or a lawyer to hire. What comes up over here is all these. So, what comes up and how the search engine thing works here to pick somebody is number one, your city. So, everybody here on the first page is in Calgary, where I am. Number two, the first key phrase, or sometimes in this case, the only key phrase in their profile is the most important. So once again, look at this over here. Keep on going back to my profile here. Just do it on another screen here so that it doesn't have to do this each time. But look over here. My number one key phrase for my what's called LinkedIn SEO is LinkedIn lead generation expert. That's what I'll be found on LinkedIn for. So that's the first phrase in my headline. It's also the first phrase or a phrase in my very, very soon in my about section over here. So that's called LinkedIn SEO. And it is putting a smattering of the phrases that you want to be shown up for, like you're doing a Google search on your LinkedIn profile, but not over keyword stuffing is called, to make sure that you're not putting, LinkedIn lead generation expert over and over again. So I show up on page number one of LinkedIn, right? Uh, uh, think of this: benefits, not features. CEO is what you do. That's a feature, right? But you can tell people you're the CEO, but people want to know these 4 things. Once again, here comes a moment to write this stuff down for yourselves. They want to know when they come to your profile, who are you? What do you do? And these ones are 3 and 4, especially need to be properly communicated, as well as they need to roll off your tongue if you're talking to anybody at all ever. Who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And this is the big one. You need to ask your husband, your wife, your colleagues, your coworkers. You need to have a think tank on this. Why should they hire you as opposed to anybody else on LinkedIn who does exactly what you do? Why you, right? And you need to really sit down and figure the one. This is the biggest one here. This is the one that all my clients struggle with. Why should they hire me as opposed to anybody else on LinkedIn who does what I do? You guys know that. You guys have heard people saying, "Oh, I'd love to work with you. I love to see all. You're great. You do amazing things for me. You're wonderful to work with." Write that stuff down on a piece of paper. Send out a survey. Figure out that stuff there. Next thing is your about section. Your about section, once again, is over here. And if you can see my about section, it has a lot of cool things in it. It has my website address, plus has a couple of emojis. Write this one down also. People on LinkedIn want some sizzle with their steak. What do I mean by that at all? They want to be entertained as well as educated. Great guy, can't remember his name now, came up with a word called edutainment. I can see him in my mind from a organization I should take professional coaching and professional development that stuff with. But they want to be educated and entertained. And the entertainment factor goes along LinkedIn for your content marketing. And the way that the 3 things, and I'll touch more on based on this later on, but the 3 things people on LinkedIn nowadays, as far as your content marketing goes, is how to do something, how to solve a problem, or they want to be entertained in some way, or emotionalized. They want to be happy. They want to be sad. They want to see little ducks who got saved on the road from being squished. They want to see an animal being rescued. They want to be, know how to do something, especially. So I've created a lot of LinkedIn videos in the past of how to do something on LinkedIn, like educational, instructional videos on LinkedIn. And that's what they want now. So on your about section, once again, make sure it's easy how to contact you. Oh, this is also important. Look at this over here. Is this stuff up to date on your profile? 9 times out of 10, I see it's not. Have you ever gone to somebody's profile section and clicked on a website and it hasn't worked, right? It goes to a blank page. So make sure all the different things here work. Make sure all your I's are dotted, all your T's are crossed. Like I keep on saying, if you can't look credible in 2 seconds on LinkedIn for people who, thank God, they finally came to your profile. You messaged them, you marketed them properly, you want to provide value, you've done some great content marketing. They finally get to your profile and they go, ugh, right? So once again, it has to be done properly. They have to make sure that you look credible. You pass the sniff test, whatever it's called, right? What not to do in your summary. Don't just talk about features, talk about benefits. People want to know, if I work with you, that's like reviews. Why should I work with you? What will happen if I work with you? What can you do for me? And why should I work with you again, once again? Your headline, like I said beforehand, all these different things, right? I like these little pipes over here. And your about section, once again, make sure it addresses their pain point, put some maybe case studies in there. People want proof. They want proof that if I spend money with you, will I be able to get my money back? Will you do a great job for me? Are you the guy or gal? Also, people have asked me this question over and over again about my experience section. I do 10 things in my company. Should I have 10 profiles? No. You want to have 10 different experiences, or you want to blend them into maybe 5 of them and just make sure. Now, if I'm marketing, let's say for a couple months, I want to stop doing LinkedIn lead generation. I want to do website design. I can just move these around here. They can be moved by clicking on the little button over here, and then this pops up over here, and then you can resort the different things over here by just drag up and dragging them like this over here. So if you don't want to have you should not have more than one profile. LinkedIn can suspend you for that, so you don't get kicked off LinkedIn. Anybody has ever had the LinkedIn profile suspended? For me personally, being a LinkedIn lead generation company and having that happen a few times from LinkedIn's algorithm bot going on my profile and going, oh, you shouldn't do that or be talking about that at all. And then coming back to them LinkedIn afterwards and going, yeah, we have no idea why that happened. So LinkedIn, just a company run by people. They make mistakes all the time. Trust me. Anybody who's ever been, gone to jail on LinkedIn, anybody who's ever lost their profile on LinkedIn, send them to me. I have a get out of LinkedIn jail service where I help people get back on LinkedIn who's had their profile suspended, and I'll show you about content marketing, creating videos like this here. Help! 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 I've been put in LinkedIn jail and I can't get out. So those are the kind of things people want to see on your profile on LinkedIn. They want to know you're the guy or gal, right? So, and here are some examples of before and after profiles I've done. Which person would you rather do business with, right? These guys, right? Before and afterwards, just to take it to a whole new level. This lady here, Sharon, came to me from the US and owns a large construction company, and she wanted to start making more relationships on LinkedIn and talk to more other companies who do construction or other companies who do large construction projects. So once again, your LinkedIn profile is so important. It is the most important property on LinkedIn for you. But then also people say to me, hey, do I need a company page? Well, I say yes, because it's almost just expected, right? It just looks more professional. It's like going to somebody and saying, hey, I want to hire you. What's your website? And them going, I don't have a website. And you're going, oh, okay. That's kind of weird, right? So have a company page. And the way you do it just quickly do LinkedIn here is you go to for business, and then down over here and click on create a company page. Right, like this over here. And then the one you use nowadays. Now, if let's say you're Ford and you had multiple car lines, which they do, like any other car company has, you would create the company page, and then you create multiple showcase pages as opposed to creating multiple company pages, right? So one company, under the umbrella, and then multiple showcase pages. Messaging. So let's get into messaging here. How many of us have seen a message where they do a sales pitch on the message, right? The connection message. Type a Y or N in the chat box for me. Where did my Zoom go to? Oh, I'm not sure what just happened here. Okay, great. Type a word in the chat box. How many of us have seen a sales message in the connection message, or a sales message once you say yes to the connection? Don't do that ever. People, write this down here. People don't want to be sold to on LinkedIn. They want to be helped out. So you got to think about that. You got to think about the shift in what can I do in my messaging that looks more helpful than salesy. Can I offer them a free call to analyze their problem on their company? Can I make myself a resource in my messaging by maybe putting blog articles in my messaging saying, hey, I'd love to be a resource for you. And then also in the messaging, go on their profile and look for something that can give you common ground. Oh, we both love baseball. We both love golfing. We both love something. And then send them a message about that, right? Hey, I saw you love golf on your profile. Here's a great golf PDF I found. I hope it's valuable for you. Nothing about your business at all. Nothing about sales at all. Just value. Write this down. Lead with value, right? Put out as much free content that will actually help your prospects out there for free with no upside or upsell to you. Next thing I'm going to do is put in this little thing here for the possible profile headlines, right? You can use ChatGPT to write your profile headline. I'm going to show you ChatGPT in a second over here as I do my content marketing piece, right? This is an interesting piece. This is your SSI score. So everybody go and click on this link on LinkedIn and type in your score in the chat box. And I'll tell you what it means. Your SSI score is your social selling index. It is a snapshot of how well you're doing on LinkedIn. Come on, just one person is ET is going to do it. 43. 84. Oh, wow, Lauren, that's amazing. 84 is a magical number for you, Lauren. Congratulations. It's actually a sales tool for the premium membership Sales Navigator. But it gives you a quick snapshot into what you're doing well on LinkedIn as far as engaging with people and not engaging with people. And a good way of getting this up dramatically is that you can go on other people's content. And this is also a great strategy for you to get new clients. Go to other people's content, the people that you want as clients. That's fine. You can send a direct message, Aaron. No big deal. I just got that. You can send 93 Emily. I want to see that on person. That's awesome if it is, but I've never seen a 93 before on LinkedIn, unless you're doing something amazing. Go on other people's content and engage in their content. Like, share, and comment on their content. And that one that is the hardest one to get up higher, which is called Engage with Insights, that'll bring that score up higher. So let's talk about LinkedIn algorithm. LinkedIn algorithm is the back-end bot that scours LinkedIn on a regular basis, decides where to put your content, decides whether to kick you off LinkedIn, decides whether to put you on the very, very top of LinkedIn. It decides whether to send your content out to 1 million people or 10 people. And what I've seen as a trend is LinkedIn overall reach has gone down, but that's happening on all social media sites. But I still see the same amount of leads coming in for me on a regular basis, which is 5 to 15 leads on my calendar for my business every single week, on LinkedIn. But you got to be smart, working smarter, right? You have to put on stuff here that people want to consume, which is a solution to turn your LinkedIn profile not only to an outbound marketing profile, outbound meaning you are asking new people to connect with you, you are getting people to book meetings on your profile. You're sending out content marketing. Inbound is when they go on that content marketing and they say, "Hey, I saw your video. I saw your piece of content. Look like you know about my problem I'm having. I'd like to book a meeting with you." And you want to make sure that you do your profile around making it as easy to book content or book a meeting with you. You want to have your Calendly link. Look at my Calendly link. It's on my thing over here. It's right here. It's in my here it is. About section. Yeah, so engaging with the right people, we'll talk about that. You can just contact me afterwards. I don't have time to go in every single thing here. But yeah, there's ways of building up all these numbers over here. And the best thing to do is just creating better content. Do a survey, do a poll. What kind of content would you like to see from me, right? Content maybe that shows you how to do something, solves a problem for you, content about my life. I've done posts on LinkedIn. You have to look for my content and see on why working out. Actually, I'll show you for a second here. I'll show you some of my content I've created for myself over time. But this is the kind of content you can do for yourself on LinkedIn. Here's a funny one. So have you ever had a person hire you for your service, but they hardly listen to you at all because they think they know better than you? Let's do this one here. Let's see if this one works. So this is a funny one that I created.
So I want to thank you for hiring me as your marketing and LinkedIn lead generation consultant.
Oh.
I'm going to do a great job.
Thank you, Aaron. There are so many things I want to discuss with you about how I want you to do things for me in the program.
Okay, I'm open to suggestions, but I want to tell you that my strategy has worked for so many of my clients. I'm really going to do a great job. Let me do it my way, though.
Yes, but after we connect with people on LinkedIn, I want to send them a very salesy message.
Yeah. So, anyways, I got a lot of engagement on that. Do stuff that's funny. Do stuff that's interesting. Do stuff that's different. My whole thing on LinkedIn is, and I'll show you an example of this, is what can I do on LinkedIn for my clients that absolutely no one is doing on LinkedIn at all? And here's some examples. Like I thought, creating cool Pixar style videos would be really cool on LinkedIn.
If you're going to be successful on LinkedIn in 2024, these are the things you need to know.
Your brand is your identity. We help you build a strong brand on LinkedIn that is memorable and stands out among competitors. Our team is always there.
Cool, I can get the lips to sync in and everything. So, but a lot of videos that I create for my clients and myself personally are me on LinkedIn talking, not because I want to be a LinkedIn superstar, is because when you're in your videos, that connects you with your audience, and especially videos where you're not talking about business. This one is, but this one's more of an educational business one.
Today, we're going to explore a strategy that can transform your LinkedIn journey. Welcome to Unlocking Success, the power of joint venturing and collaboration on LinkedIn.
So that's kind of stuff people want on LinkedIn nowadays. And if you're not creating it, if you're just creating content that says, buy my shit, like I said, no one cares at all, right? They got too much of that coming at them on a regular basis now. So what can you possibly do? As well as how often you should do it. I like posting articles of content about 2 or 3 times a week. Some people say every single day. Personally, I think that's too often. As well as for the algorithm, if you post every single day, it's really hard for the algorithm to judge what's happening in their content. That's why I like posting maybe every other day, or like I said, a couple times a week. Here's a video I created for you about what kind of content is working on LinkedIn in 2024. Watch this, please. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the algorithm in relation to content marketing as far as text and image posts. This PDF that I found on the internet was by a guy named Richard Vanderbloom. Kudos to him and his team. Amazing guy. Look him up on LinkedIn and follow him.
Anyways, text and image posts, as you can see, ideal length 500 or 900.
And by the way, I'll give this to you straight at the very end. I'll give you all this content here free of charge.
There's 1,200 characters. If you're going to do a slider, PDF slider, about 12 slides, right? Good place for that is Canva.
So like I said beforehand, I'll send this to you because it's going to take a while for this to get through here. But if you stay to the very end, I'll give this to you anyways, all right? So LinkedIn also, you got to be careful about this. When I go to LinkedIn and I'm going to post a message or something, right? Make sure that you are posting it to the right place. Oh, that didn't work at all. Let's turn that off here. Turn that off here. So I don't want to upload files. I just want to start a post here. There it goes. So this drop-down menu, just make sure it's posted to anyone. Otherwise, only certain people will see it. I had a client of mine who was posting to groups on a regular basis. I didn't realize that until I realized I was only posting his content that I was creating for him only to groups. So make sure it says anyone as far as a tidbit and as far as a little tweak there. So content marketing, once again, is the best way to inform your audience of who you are and what you do. You want to make sure that the content is valuable, help people out. So let's talk about ChatGPT now, all right, for a second. Somebody in the chat box, give me a prompt, okay, and give me a prompt on what you want to write an article about on LinkedIn. So let's say I'm doing a video. Then I'm going to put the text part of the video, which goes in there. So outsourcing, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. So watch this here. This is going to blow your socks off. Write me a LinkedIn post on the trends and the new things happening in 2024. Make sure you include emojis. Here we go. Isn't that the cat's meow? Isn't that the coolest thing since sliced bread? Now, of course, I'm not going to just post this without reading it first myself. I'm going to find this and look at it, and probably copy it, put it on a maybe a Word document, and then just tweak it myself to what I want to say personally. But as far as helping me write my content and helping me, put together stuff for my LinkedIn content marketing, my profile, as far as my headline, my about section, there you go. There's a big thing because so many of my clients in the past, 3-4 years ago even, it's like, oh, let's write some content. What should we write about? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know, right? So content marketing has become much easier using ChatGPT. And then I said beforehand, video creation is also very, very important. So, using videos and creating videos like this.
Welcome to 2024. Our LinkedIn webinar is going to elevate you in your marketing and lead generation efforts in Q1. This is a lot.
There you go. What can happen if you get it right? Look at the views on here. 26,000 views, 27,000 views, 43,000 views. These are actual screenshots from LinkedIn of real people on real posts. Once again, turning your LinkedIn lead generation efforts from a outbound only to inbound as well. Inbound, you want to talk about inbound? Look at this person's. Bridget Hasianth, over 4 million followers, and I'm one of the lucky people who are one of her actual 30,000 real connections on LinkedIn. I started connecting with Bridget, but I followed her journey. How does she do this? With content marketing, especially video content marketing. So if you don't think video content marketing can change your life, what do you think 4 million followers on LinkedIn has done for this woman's business as far as booking her as a keynote speaker, getting $10,000 a keynote, right, kind of thing? LinkedIn works. And if you use LinkedIn and you can get yourself from where you are now quickly, It's been a journey for me for 17 and a half years figuring this stuff out here. I want to help you guys out. So, rich media on your profile. Don't send spammy messages. Don't people want to be sold on LinkedIn? I said that beforehand. They really don't want to be. Don't send these messages where you send a sales message and the connection message or sales message the second they connect with you. They don't want that at all, right? Ask leading questions. Offer as much help and free advice. I should say sort of free advice. Free advice. Oh, I advice for free. I got it already. Advice for free, right? So that's what people want nowadays. They want to be helped out. They want to be helped out. They want to know you're a nice person. They want to be helped out, and they want to know you're the person, you're the gal, the guy, right? And then last thing is, if you're not using the event platform on LinkedIn like I'm doing, where's my event here? You're missing out. Look at this over here. My event platform gives me the opportunity to download my 2,225 people who are registered for my event over time, right? Clicking on this over here, manage attendees. I click on this little button over here, and it opens up a Excel file of everybody's information, including email addresses. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So we'll be answering these questions here about the free version of LinkedIn, about the paid for version of LinkedIn, because there are different ones. Any paid for membership on LinkedIn is called premium. There are 4 of them. There's career, business, sales navigator, and there is recruiter. The ones you want to look at are the first 3: career, business, sales navigator. What's the difference? Career and business use the same filtering system on LinkedIn to filter out. Let's say you want to go to here, you want to go owner, to find owners on LinkedIn to sell to, owner being business owner, right? So LinkedIn has this, a filtering system. When you go to people, or sorry, people, go back over here to people, people, and then they have this over here. So career and business have this one over here, as well as free, have this filtering system over here, right? Sales Navigator has about 5 to 10 times as many filters for every different section. For the industries, hundreds more industry choices. Location, you can get into the finite minutia of a location. So let's say for Alberta, my province, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or 19 being Alabama in the USA. Sales Navigator probably would have like maybe 50 or 60 places on there. So if one of the things you're finding is you're still not getting yourself in front of the right people, you might want to consider Sales Navigator, because it can really drill down to laser down into the weeds of who you want to get in front of you, to make sure when you finally do get someone to accept your connection request and talk to you, then they're the right, at least the right person. Because that's one of the things I find on LinkedIn is people come to me and say, hey, I'm getting people who are connecting with me. When I message them about my programs and my services, nothing happens afterwards. And a lot of times is because you have the wrong people in front of you still. We find that most businesses have 3 main mistakes they're making. First, they have no automated existing lead flow or automation system or automated marketing system for LinkedIn, right? They're doing it haphazardly. Like I said, consistency is really, really important. So important. Secondly, they have a non-existent or bad warm-up system. So they're not sending people messages. Like, let me ask you this question. Think about this. When's the last time any of you talked to all of your LinkedIn connections at least once? Like, you message everybody who's a first connection on LinkedIn, like you haven't messaged them in years. You have, 5,000 connections. You've spoken to 30 or 40. That doesn't make sense at all. Start messaging people. Start messaging your entire list on LinkedIn. I like to message my entire list on LinkedIn once a year to make sure they're relevant still. Otherwise, I cut them loose. And the last thing I find that most people had a hard time with, and I had a really hard time accepting this, doing everything myself, either trying to save money or just trying to have control over everything. You can't do everything yourself. I'm not going to fix my own air conditioner. I'm not going to fix my own car engine. I'm going to make sure that I have all the things that I can do really well. Like this is really important. This is probably one of the biggest sales lessons or business lessons I've ever learned in my whole life over here. Write this down on a piece of paper, like a note size or a legal size pad. Write down, I'll put a line through the middle, left hand side, write down every single thing you do in your business. You call people up, you do LinkedIn marketing, you do sales calls, you do, fulfillment, you do everything. On the right hand side of the paper, write down only the things that you really enjoy doing in your business. Find outsource or find people to do the rest for you, and your money coming in will go up like 100-fold, because we all hate doing certain things in our business. I have basically outsourced or paid someone to do all the things for me, and my income dramatically went up when I did that, because I was actually enjoying myself. I wasn't dreading going to work every single day. To correct these three mistakes, we can do a LinkedIn customized prescription if you want, profile redesign. We can help you with your profile, your connections, your content marketing, your conversations, your conversions, your plans and systems. How many leads do you need? So I find that if you have between 5 and 15 new sales calls every single week, and you have someone to do fulfillment for you, or if you're doing everything yourself, obviously you need less than that because you're doing fulfillment afterwards. But if you have a team, then you need between 5 and 15 leads per week. On my customized prescription of my services I do from LinkedIn, you can do all this for yourself over here. You can build a strong professional brand. You can get a plan of action going. People and systems. Here's some of my actual clients. $85,000 in total sales within the first little while of working with Alan Fine, right? And this guy over here, over $30 million in sales as a custom architectural woodworking company, building built-in cabinets and other things for home builders. He was able to do some pretty amazing sales. So if you need help creating an amazing, outstanding converting profile because you don't trust yourself, you're too close to it yourself, you're in the forest and the trees situation, which is why I've hired people to do things for me in my past, because sometimes I can't see my own stuff. Need someone to help you brainstorm and copyright, then hire somebody to do this stuff for you, right? Lastly, it's about trust. You can trust me, really. I'll be happy to give you a free amount of my time. Anybody who comes in today and does a couple of things for me. Number one, connects with me. Send me a connection request on LinkedIn. Number two, book on my calendar for a free meeting. And number three, anybody who fills this contact form or the feedback form out for me, because feedback is so important for these webinars in my business, obviously, will get all those free PDFs and things I talked about beforehand. I'll send them to you. That PDF you saw about content marketing, as well as some other really cool things. And fill out that feedback form for me, you're getting that stuff. So thank you today for being here so much. And now I'm going to give you the next 17 minutes of my time to ask as many questions as you want to. Please unmute yourselves if you want to, and tell me what questions you have. I can go back in my chat box over here if you want me to. And yeah, let me know what you want to know. Unmute yourself, ask a question, anybody at all, and I'll go back on LinkedIn and tell you how to do something or whatever. And thank you for being here today. Sure appreciate it very much. So questions, go ahead. Unmute yourselves. Who's got the first question? Or chat, just type in the chat box. I'm going to go back on the chats over here and see if I can find any questions people had for me here. Give me a second. All right. So, okay. No question there. No question there. Where's my first question here? I know I saw questions beforehand in here. Okay. Not a question. 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 Okay. How do we fix, so ETS, how do we fix finding the right people on that SSI score? That's like a 7 on mine. So first of all, are you creating your own content and posting your own content on a regular basis? And then, like I said, the best thing to do, on the SSI score, engage with other people's content. So if you're trying to land a new client, post positive things in their content saying what a great article that was, and then maybe ask a question about that article to actually get their attention so they actually respond to you and actually start a conversation with you, and then hopefully you can steer them towards your business or maybe book a meeting with them, right? That kind of thing. So that's a great question there. Who else has other things? Can I also add my family business experience into LinkedIn? I grew up with it. Yes, of course you can write articles. Jen, yeah. Yes, you can. You can add your growth. Do a great video about it. Tell people about your history. Put in personal pictures of those people you grew up with and how they affected your life. And mostly at the very, very end, tell people what you learned about being a business. Share the knowledge. Share the ups and downs, what people should do. The whole idea for being on LinkedIn is networking and to build a community, right? So share those things, right? Create videos about it. What else people have? Anybody else have any questions at all? Do you make these articles yourself? Yes, I make all the articles myself. I use ChatGPT sometimes to help me out with things when I can't figure things out myself, as far as, those kind of things. But yeah, I mean, my content marketing, using different video softwares like Power Director. If you're a PC person, I like using Power Director. AI. I'm looking at AI video creation softwares right now, because a lot of times when I'm creating a video for a client of mine, finding the right shot that talks about certain things. Like I tried doing a video for another client of mine recently on promotional items. I couldn't find any videos on any of the video content sites, like Envato, about people buying promotional items. So I had to create my own stuff using that. Anybody else have any new questions here? My SSI is 84. Thank you very much, Archie. Someone said they had 93, and I contact that person. You want to download the chat also? There's little buttons on the chat thing at the very top of the page there, and you can click on the 3 buttons and go download chat, save chat. But I'll be sending out a really detailed AI companion note-taking thing that I clicked on at the very beginning. So you're going to get a lot of notes here. You're going to get the video afterwards of this whole presentation also to go over things. And then, yeah, let's book a meeting. If you think that me helping you out, I'd love to do, if you want to book a meeting with me, I'll do a free profile analysis for you, right? Free of charge. So book that with me, all right? Emily asked, is it appropriate to post behind the scene photos of yourself working with a client, showing their assets without showing their assets? Absolutely, Emily. That's what people want. When people want social proof, like when people work with me, it's yes, it's for the stuff I'm doing for them at the very, very beginning and during the process, but also it's when they work with me, you have a year access to me, ask me questions. If anybody ever taken a course online where they watch videos and download PDFs and read Word documents and things, what's the biggest challenge in those courses? Is normally you can't ask the person who wrote the course about a question in the course. You can ask me anything you want to. So connect with me on LinkedIn. Please send me a connection request. I'll be happy to accept your connection request. And then if you have a question about LinkedIn or something, you can just ask me a question, So anybody have any questions at all? You have any advice for trying to sell graphic design and website design on businesses? Yes. Show your designs. And do a video, Emily, of here's their before website, here's their after website, here is thank you, Archie. So here is the interview with the client afterwards, saying how that website design impacted their business. So you cannot check the SSI score, Catherine, of other people. You can only check your own SSI score. Also, if you're really serious about using LinkedIn for lead generation or marketing, absolutely buy a paid membership. Buy Career or Business or Sales Navigator, because LinkedIn, if you visit a lot of people's profiles, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this on a free LinkedIn account. But that error message that comes out saying you've already searched for too many profiles, we're stopping you, and all of a sudden the profiles are like blanked out or grayed out on the page. So you want to buy a paid per membership. I have one called Spotlight. It's only $100 a year. I bought it like 12 years ago, and I'm grandfathered into it. But career is like $30-40, depending where you are from the US or Canada. Business is like $60-70, whether you're once again in USA or Canada. And Sales Navigator is anywhere between, I think, either $75, $80, $90 to $100 plus, whether you're in Canada. So, and I will accept all your connection requests afterwards. Premium. So Sales Navigator is premium, Paul. Once again, every paid for membership on LinkedIn is referred to as a premium membership. So, and there are four. There's career, business, Sales Navigator, and recruiter. I would buy at least career, which is like $30-40 a month, because that'll stop you if you are going through LinkedIn and looking at all people's profiles and trying to connect with them and sending them connection requests and messaging people. You'll hit that free the error message pretty quickly if you don't have a pay for membership. Anybody else have a question for me? Nope, that's it. Okay, well, cool, man. What is Cartweer? Not Cartweer, Paul. Career. CARREER. Career. How do I use LinkedIn to get a job the best way? Oh, yeah, Dan, LinkedIn I've done people's profile overhauls for getting jobs. Make sure your profile looks professional, and for someone looking for a job, in your headline and in your about section, list all your skills, list all your accomplishments. Like if you increase sales in the previous company that you're in by 100%, right? Show graphics, show did you receive a letter recommendation from the previous companies. Take a picture of that and put that on your LinkedIn profile as far as content goes. Yes, career. Yeah, it's called career, Paul. Yeah, you got it right. So, and you can find it usually, let's just share my screen again for a second. You can find your premium membership, buying one from over here. So here's my profile. Here's my me section, me. And here is my premium features. So click on that, either buy premium. Also, if you've never had premium, you can get 1 month of premium usually for free as you start to use it and start to buy it. Okay. So I have, like I said, Spotlight. You can't buy Spotlight anymore. And I've been premium, like I said, since 2014. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that answers your question, sir. And anybody else? Career. Yes, great. Perfect, man. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, you guys have a wonderful July 25th. Summer's almost over. Oh, I'm so sad. And I'll see you. I'll be accepting your connection request if you sent me one. And I'll be sending out not the slides, Paul, but I'll be sending out the replay as well as the AI note taker thingy to everybody who stayed to the very end, and especially everybody who filled out that special survey form. So here's a survey once again. Please fill this out if you want all my freebies. That'll give me some stuff back as far as feedback from you guys, and I can do a better job next time. And I do read these all the time. I take them seriously, and I take them very, very to heart. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.